13 days. It's flying by.
It is flying by. How's your face feel?
It feels crinkly.
So does mine.
It's been productive though.
Yeah, it has. Sorry, I need to touch the screen. I feel like the light's weird. There we go.
Yeah, I've come down to a body weight low for this stint of prep. So this morning my lightest 206.4, which for Indy, the lightest I hit during peak week was like 203.6, but I was around 204, 205 before leaving. So it's pretty crispy. Just a little bit more to go off my glutes. So I think by next week I should be right on track with where I want to be at. Food's low though, and people are like, "How do you diet on such low food, John?" Like it's like, man, y'all like these last weeks of prep, you gotta push it.
Yeah.
And like most guys aren't getting in shape, and that's when you see food that's high. But also, it's just within my own inner individual difference of what I need metabolism-wise.
Well, and people see those numbers. Like for me, right, on my off day, I had gotten down to a little under 1,000 calories, and people see that and they're like, "Oh my God, you're on like 930 calories on your off day." But it's like, it's very short-lived. Like, yeah. I was on that for not even like a full week. I feel like it was very short-lived.
Like I was 1,600 calories, which it's really low. It's 150 grams of carbs.
And the reality is sometimes you have to get that low to get as lean as you need to be. And, you know, not everybody can diet on a shit ton of food. I mean, I wish I could.
It's the rare occurrence. I think what you see on social media too is there's a lot of people that try to sell that of like, look at this client, and they're like on their reverse out of a show, like how much food they have or how much they're starting prep with, and you're like, oh man, I should be dieting like this person, this freak, and they post those. And the reality of it, most people I coach, you know, it's an average genetic, and you got to really push towards the end, which could take over 2 hours of cardio. It could take protein and vegetables. Like, that's just the reality of it. But we're not doing that for the whole entire prep. Anyway. Anyway, yeah, so I've been pushing it these past few weeks. I pulled like 2 pounds down, and that was on like 1,600 calories. No, not really direct cardio. I'm doing like 10,000 steps a day. Part of that is on the treadmill. And then I'm still training 2 days on, 1 day off. And fatigue is very well managed, so I can handle that low food. And I don't have a lot of hunger signaling. And so I'm better off doing lower food than doing higher output, because that's when my legs get really fatigued. But for Renee, we pulled her down too. Like, it was like 1,000 calories. And not much cardio. It was 20 minutes morning and night, and the rest are just steps. And she hit a low for prep. You're 123.4?
123.4.
Yeah, now we've been bringing her food up because I think her conditioning's where it should be. And she's dropped off a lot of fatigue already, feeling good, training's good. So it's a great position to be for a prep going in Olympia. And today we'll train later on. I'm doing a shoulder focus push. She's doing legs, and we're doing some run around right now. So things to do are blood work, chiropractor, train, chill and eat.
That's my favorite part.
Oh, you should tell them about your new
guys
ninja.
Guys, I'm super excited. It should come on Sunday. So it is like all of our appliances are like Ninja. I feel like, isn't our air fryer a Ninja?
Yeah.
Ninja brand, and then our like whole blender system thing is Ninja brand. And then I was at Lowe's, or not Lowe's. Where was I yesterday? What's it called?
Home Depot?
No, not Home Depot.
H-E-B?
Kohl's.
Oh.
Kohl's and Lowe's, they rhyme. Anyways, I was at Kohl's returning something, and I was walking around and I saw a Ninja ice cream maker. It's called the Ninja Creamy, and basically you can just make your own ice cream.
Which we, like, every night we make a blended protein smoothie, with the Ninja and freeze it, and you almost eat kind of like, not an ice cream, but it's close
enough,
you know?
Especially in prep. But anyways, it comes with these pints, and what I'm planning on doing, at least for prep, is putting my protein shake that I have at the end of the night into the pint, freezing it for 24 hours, and you put it in the ice cream maker, and it basically creams it into
like
ice
2
cream.
minutes.
Yeah.
But for off season, it'd be a ton of fun.
Yeah, that's where it gets exciting.
So you can put like nuts in it or all kinds of stuff to make your own like low calorie, macro friendly ice cream.
We love doing our macro matched kind of like meals in off season, and I'm hoping I will share more of that when the time comes, because I'm like, I already have so many ideas. But I'm excited for
this
it.
might turn just into our YouTube's going to turn into food review only.
Yeah, we're going to retire as bodybuilders and just become like food bloggers. I'd be okay with that.
You all jacked.
Do I look jacked?
Yeah. Going into our chiropractor.
With a little gift because it's his birthday.
Birthday. I have to get a video of this.
Right?
Our professional chiropractor.
The professional chiropractor.
Very professional. The
Sleep
only
attire.
way to go about it is a onesie, and it has to be a dinosaur, and it's got to have pockets.
Well, then this is very fitting.
Oh yeah. Brought you your birthday present.
And it's a dinosaur, and you're a dinosaur.
Right? Very appropriate. So you come to the other side. And then you can feel that right hand side, yeah?
Actually. So next stop, New Era Wellness. It's like the wellness clinic that we have here. There's lots of stuff here, but one being my lab work. Right, so at New Era Wellness, and this is where I have my lab work done, which before the show, I like to do lab work either 2 weeks out or 1 week post-show, being that I can see what it's like under peak stress, peak load for everything. And especially involved with like PED usage and just everything that goes along with training, and lets me like review what I've been doing, how should I be modifying my stack design that I'm using, or what other health supplements should I be putting in place under the worst conditions where your health markers might be skewed, which a lot of guys wait till they're like way off prep to do so, or they're gonna have perfect lab work, but you really want to see it when you're under like the highest load. So we'll pull some labs, and then I'll have those ready for to evaluate in a few days. So what's cool here is that they let me mark off the labs that I want or don't want. So I'll do a few basic ones that I always have in place, like my CMP, my CBC, my lipid panel. A few that I do want to check, which is really pertinent to what we do in bodybuilding, is we do expose ourselves to more oxidative stress and inflammation. So one that I'll check will be homocysteine, then also high sensitivity C-reactive protein. So both of those are markers for more of a systemic oxidative stress and inflammation, which you can expose yourself to a lot in prep. Other ones that I'll add on addition are GGT, which is an enzyme that's very liver specific, so it can help kind of read through your other liver enzymes, which are not just specific to your liver, but with the ALT and AST. We will get some hormone panels checked too, so I'll see what my estradiol is, see if I'm modulating according to how I want, testosterone, and also thyroid function, which is more important really on prep to make sure that I am replacing thyroid at a level to stay optimal. And that's really the main ones that I'm gonna be checking here. Sometimes I'll add on vitamin D. I'll check my A1C every few months. But that's really it for the ones that I'm gonna be covering on this time. But those are specific ones. Look over kidney function, liver function, total oxidative and inflammation that could be occurring right now. So we'll send these off, and maybe I can review them in the next video. We're so hungry. It's 1:30. We usually eat this meal at like 11:30 or 12. So
yeah, but then we went to the chiropractor. We went to get our blood drawn, and here we are at 1:30.
So we're in the car now eating. I got chicken, spinach, green beans, mustard, and G. Hughes Polynesian sauce.
That's some good shit. I have chicken, spinach, and I have, it's supposed to be rice, but I forgot to make rice this morning, so I grabbed some rice cakes for my carbs instead.
Are you cheating on your plan?
Sorry.
It's so good.
So good.
I know people that don't use condiments on prep, but it makes your food so much better. And one cool thing I found, it's y'all are gonna watch this thing. It's not cool at all.
Over here dropping food on myself.
Well, I was like, I'll take like a few lettuce leaves, and I'll make like chicken spinach taco. It's like a fajita taco.
Is it as good as a fajita taco?
Fajita taco. I'm envisioning it. That's why we hate going places and having to be in places certain times, because we're so like routine normally every day. Eating at the same time, going to bed at the same time. That monotony is what makes us really, really good. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you right now, like, there's many people that follow the diet, they train hard, but they do it in a sporadic environment. And it's not the same. And it's a suboptimal approach. So I think like, man, I do everything right and I'm not getting the result. Like, no, I promise there's areas where you need to like dig down and look at how you can improve. It's like there's hard work and then there's making work hard. And there's a difference. So yeah, the prep should be hard, but also people make it really hard on themselves and they're unable to make the work harder where it needs to be because their outside environment is so hard when that should be easier. It's like working 2 jobs and you're having to do night shift and day shift, and like, man, you're never gonna get skinned out optimal like that. Just the way it is.
This tastes so good.
Went to Walmart last night just for the Polynesian sauce and to get steps in. Renee's doing glute bridges, like always. I'm gonna try to get her to talk more today while she trains. We'll see if that happens.
So at this point in prep, 2 weeks out, I'm not expecting to make really any drastic strength improvements. I'm just really trying to match my numbers from previous workout. Some of my numbers fell off from my last workout, but I've just had a really good connection with everything lately. Pumps are pretty non-existent, to be honest. I thought maybe I got an increase in carbs like a couple of days ago, and I thought maybe I would have better pumps with that increase. But so far, pumps are still just about the same.
So we moved on to start with the machine lateral raise. And this will be my first delt focus, so I start with the lateral raise. Doesn't impact my pressing. Y'all have seen this workout before. I think I did them on one of the last updates. But I've just dropped down to 2 sets now. No longer doing 3 on this one. Still, like, strength's good today, so that's always. I keep a logbook always, and it's more of a diagnostic tool of recovery, and also how successful the last session was. So I already did 1 set. I went up 10 pounds and matched my reps. So being that I'm 2 weeks out on prep, I'm still taking like some slight progression. So I know like recovery's on point. As far as like nutrition goes, that's all there. So that's because I had a big weight drop today. So you're kind of thinking through, should I add more food in today? Should I do a refeed? And it's really like, hey, I'm still holding fullness. Strength's still progressing. Am I on track fat loss wise? And you go through those questions and you can justify whether you should be adding in more food or not. And so everything's on track for me. So I might as well keep pushing, strength holding well. So volume level, I'll hold here. and take little progressions where I can. So add on weight, gym pin, it's been awesome. So you can stick it in any stack. It fits like Olympic pound plates. So it's great addition to have. So check them out, gym pin.
So with my single leg Smith split squats, I used to do those with dumbbells, but I progressed to such a heavy dumbbell that I was taking a lot of the glute out of the movement, just trying to like balance this big ass dumbbell. I think I had gotten up to like 110-pound dumbbell, and it was just getting so heavy and awkward. So I switched over to the Smith machine, so I'm able to take that load off of my upper body. And just really focus on getting a good glute contraction. You'll notice that I do have a plate down by my foot when I do this movement. A lot of people think that I have my toes on the plate, but that's not the case. I just put a plate there to kind of mark my foot placement so I can keep it consistent throughout my sets.
All right, moving on now to my Smith machine. High incline press. So this is about as high incline as I go. It is more front delt dominant, but still hitting more of the sternal pec fibers. I'm fading, guys. This workout, like, we got here a little late, but I probably explained this stuff to you before. But I set the incline based on my ability to externally rotate the shoulder, and so that's about the spot that I can press from. Pressing directly overhead is troublesome for me. But I get great front delt stimulus and that upper pec involvement here. As far as my hand width, I set it based off my in position. So when I'm at the bottom of the press, I want my wrist and elbow directly above one another. So it's no tricep bias that way, and I'm not limiting range of motion that way either. I'll stop it when I just get full pec stretch. I won't go beyond that range of motion. Here, just working up to a set of probably like 8 to 12, backing off in weight, set at 12 to 15. 2 sets, then I'll move on to a Smith close grip bench press. So I'll do more of a shoulder press compound, then a tricep press compound, then I'll do isolation chest work today.
So with the Glute Trainer, when I'm doing this, instead of grabbing the handles, it's like my torso and upper body is too short to really lean over and grab the handles. So that's why I kind of hunch over the pad and brace myself against the pad instead of trying to reach over and grab the handles. That way I can get a good contraction in my glute and my core is braced against it.
No, today's been really solid, so took a couple rep progressions and here and there. Moving on to some isolation work now, so I'll superset a cable fly and a rear delt fly. So it's convenient, it's a time efficient, it's in the same spot, but also this is some extra stimulant for rear delt work since I don't have 2 pull sessions in this week. I have 1 pull session, tomorrow's leg, so I can get some extra rear delt work in today. Put it towards the end after I've already done some of the pressing where I would need that rear delt being fresh for stability and bracing. So just do 2 sets here of a fly, right into a rear delt fly, and then from there move on to tricep isolation, another lateral raise but cable, and that will wrap up today.
What's up? We're done with our workouts.
It looks so weird and shiny, this thing. Oh.
I don't think it's gonna get fixed. It's okay. Oh, that's better. Oh well, whatever.
Oh yeah, training went really good for me. I mean, it was, I was telling y'all I was kind of energy was lower just because we're training a little later, but performance for me held well. I had some slight progressions in areas, so being 2 weeks out, it's just really, really solid. And what's awesome, and I was just telling Renee, like, a lot of my pressing movements, I've had this shoulder stability issue, and I don't feel stable pressing. But I finally do. And especially in those Smith presses, I feel strong, which being like in a light body weight's encouraging because it makes me excited for the off season of what.
Yeah, I'm so excited for off season.
I know. Both of us know, like, this isn't our final version of ourselves and not the best version. So, I mean, hell yeah, we're bringing it to the Olympia, but we know we have so much more in us for what we can show. Because for me, being like, I'll probably be down at 204, peeled out, when I'm like, man, if I was squeezing in at 212 peeled, like another 8 to 9 pounds of stage weight, that would be ridiculous. That's my best version. And then same with Renee, like, she hasn't had a real long off season.
Yeah.
It really, you've had one good off season before, when you first started prepping for wellness.
2019, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2019.
And you made substantial progress.
Yeah.
But after that, it's been maybe a 4-month off season, not counting like the the post-show period, recovery period.
Yeah. So imagine, like, man, I know.
So it's exciting to think about what we'll be able to bring on stage.
Yeah.
And just take the time needed to actually grow and improve. And I know I don't have a ton of time left within this because I'm 35 and I don't see myself being Dexter Jackson. So just main thing off season for me is just training as smart as possible, taking deloads frequently because that's something that I auto-regulate, but I tend to go too far. And then also using I have the new fit machine, the newbie, using that within my training and staying on top of massage work. Like, that's what's going to keep me progressing, is just not having setbacks. So, but we're both super pumped about off season.
Yeah, super excited.
So just training. We love training. That's why we're in it. And to be able to feel like you're in the position to just improve and step forward, get stronger in the gym, enjoy your workouts.
Have pumps again.
Yeah, get cookie pump, ice cream pumps, right?
Ice cream pumps.
Yeah. But Renee, you had some drop backs in her reps.
Yeah, I had some slight drop offs, but it was like a rep here and there. It wasn't anything extreme.
So 2 weeks out, like, you just kind of have to accept that, like, the body weight's lower, bracing's going to be lower, just to be able to transfer force into a barbell or whatever you're lifting, it's going to be diminished. So,
but I mean, like, physically, like, I feel good. Usually I'll have like my knee hurts a little bit, or like my back feels a little bit funny, or this shoulder. But honestly, like, everyth't is feeling good, and I feel pretty fresh, and I hope I can continue to feel this way into the show. I'm just trying to keep my body in one piece.
Okay, if you had the choice of, you could choose, okay, this is bodybuilding superpowers, right? You could eat whatever you want and get shredded, or you would never get injured. What would you pick?
Never get injured.
Same.
As tempting as that other one sounds, I've had injuries, and they really suck.
If I could go in and just know I can train as hard as I want and nothing would possibly happen.
You'd be like Bruce Willis in what was it, Unbreakable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dieting's not a big deal at this point anymore.
I mean, you get used to it.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And we're able to, like, work around our foods. I enjoy my food, so.
Yeah, I really enjoy my food too. I just wish I had a larger portion of it.
Yeah. So yeah, not getting injured or having any pain outside of just what it would be of, like, muscle acidity, hydronion buildup, like pump, burn, or
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, normal pain that you want, not Not pain from like,
Not
oh my gosh, stop.
unfucking broken.
Not you wake up the next day, you're like, oh my gosh, what did I do?
Yeah, that's no good.
But no, for a 2-week out, this was a good positive training session.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll go home and we'll show y'all our haunted house.
It's exciting. We both love Halloween.
Yeah, it's September, and we're already Halloweened out. We're prepared for when we come back, because we'll go to Olympia, then we'll go to Jersey with Animal, do some photo shoots, and then we'll finally come back. It'll be like 2 weeks to Halloween, so we wanted to be completely prepared for it. So this is the first year we really decorated.
Yeah. And it sounds weird, but just waking up and coming out into the living room and seeing it all decorated for Halloween, I don't know, it makes me happy. It brings me joy.
It was like something to focus on.
Yeah.
And keep the mind occupied. And I like Halloween. I mean, I was a kid, I would always dress up, go trick-or-treating. I was the kid that like I liked horror books, and especially all the monsters and learning about the different attributes of each monster. I was fucking nerdy like that.
You're still nerdy like that.
Even like I really liked, what was it, like Greek mythology?
Oh yeah.
As a kid, and learning about each god or whatever, and the different powers and stuff that they had.
Let me ask you this: do you remember the first like horror movie that you ever saw, or that you remember?
Yeah, no, for sure.
What was it?
It was the one that I showed you from when I was a kid. It was Monster Squad.
No, like a real horror movie.
That's actually scared me?
Yeah, that was like...
Yeah, The Gate.
The Gate. I don't know which one
We started watching that one. It was a late 80s movie where in their backyard there's like...
Oh, okay.
This,
okay.
This kind of pit thing they find, and it's in this alien craft. And
we watched that last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking back, it wasn't that scary, but it scared the piss out of me as a kid.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom was like, "Why'd you rent that?" Telling my dad, and it gives him nightmares. And yeah, it was like, at that age, I had to be maybe 5 or 6, and it was.
Okay.
Probably
too young to be watching something like that.
It was a little bit more serious. Like Monster Squad was kind of that fun kid movie. Yeah. All the monsters in it, they were kind of like humorized slightly, but still like, for being that age, it was fine.
Yeah. I think, the first horror movie that I can remember seeing that gave me like literally reoccurring nightmares, that I would have the same nightmare every single night, and I would wake up like crying, and I would have to go sleep with my sister, was Nightmare on Elm Street. And I was probably about the same age.
You watched that at that age?
Dude,
that'd be fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I know. That's why I had these nightmares. But my nightmare was I was always running through the boiler room, like all the light was red.
Yeah.
He was chasing me, and then I would stop. I would look up at myself, and I would be screaming at myself to wake up.
Damn, I was a pussy then, I guess. Like for what I watched and got scared.
I was way too young to be watching that shit, but yeah, that's why I'm probably so twisted.
That's why we both are. Like, yeah. I liked it though. I liked watching stuff like that.
Yeah, we still like watching stuff like that. I love horror movies, scary movies.
We would always go to the horror section. We watched. My dad would show me all those old scary ones too,
like the Chopping Mall.
No, way older. Nosferatu.
Oh, okay.
This is like old school Dracula, where it was like subtitled, so it showed like the Dracula doing stuff. Then it would go to a screen and have like text of what was happening.
Okay, that's real old school.
But Nosferatu was fucking creepy in that movie. It was black and white. That's how old I am. Black and white movies now.
Right.
Yeah.
Silent movies.
But we were talking and arguing about, not arguing, but it was an argument, serious. This is our argument, was if we had to be one monster, what would we pick?
I feel like we had a very in-depth conversation.
It was super in-depth. Because we got down to debating on, it was either, like we had the Mummy and Frankenstein and...
It's like your main monsters.
Yeah, your main monsters, a vampire, a werewolf. And it boiled down to a vampire, a werewolf. and I picked the vampire, but Renee was sold on being the werewolf.
I'm still going with werewolf.
Which I don't understand, because I like the idea of being the werewolf, but if you can't control it, then you're gonna get yourself into some shit.
He just wants to be bloodthirsty 24/7 for the rest of his fucking life.
No, because
that sounds miserable.
No, you're not bloodthirsty. You just eat when you need it, and then you're good.
Okay.
But you're like aware of your superpower and can.
So you're like a vampire from like Twilight.
I don't want to be from Twilight. No. I mean, I see what you're saying. Well, then would you want to be like the werewolf from it, because they were like could control their powers? They weren't like.
Yeah, they were just like
they could turn and stuff.
Anyways, you guys probably think this is fucking boring.
I would be a werewolf from Underworld.
Oh yeah, those were.
Those were fucking badass, and they could turn. But the vampires were cool in that too.
Yeah, this is true. There's this little girl walking down the sidewalk in a like princess dress. I want to be that little girl. She looks like she's having a good time.
She didn't care. She's just walking ahead of everybody.
She's like, all right, great.
We'll get home and show you our shit. We can stop just blabbering.
I'm gonna show you guys our front yard decoration for Halloween. So
that's all we got.
This is all we have. Just
Renee bought a bunch of them, and one night we just gave up because our ground is so fucking hard.
Guys, this ground is like rock solid.
No, it's all like.
And this is made of plastic.
It's all like our Caliche base, San Antonio.
We're gonna have to like pre-drill a hole to put them in or something. So we got our one jack out.
Did it, but don't worry, inside's way better.
Yeah. Come on in.
Welcome to our haunted house. No, it's not that bad. It's not. It's pretty good, but anyway, Renee did most of this. She's very creative and talented. So walking in, we have our hanging witch. We went witch themed. That was we were trying to make our house more of a.
Got our witch there greeting you.
And we also have hanging as well. Scary skeleton clown.
Yes.
We have Ghost in the Black Hat Society. Then our China cabinet has been Halloweenified.
Halloweenified.
With black candles and these
and rats and skulls and shit.
Instead of candy, it's just rats filled, but soon it'll be filled with candy. Then Renee made all this.
Which I'm pretty proud of.
No, it is like, Renee's like skill that y'all know about. She's very crafty and is very artistic. So she made all this stuff. We have our ghost over there too.
Ooh, switch on the light.
Oh yeah. Wait, yeah.
Sets the mood. Look at it, guys. Isn't that cool?
Can you see me in here, or should I turn
it
off?
No, I can see you.
Well, let's keep going. And then switched out all our pillow covers for Halloween themed. It's kind of it's like a vintage. It's cool. It's like a vintage Halloween look, right?
Yeah, those are my favorite.
And then we covered our beach photo with a graveyard hologram. It's kind of hard to see with the glare.
You can actually kind of see it on here.
But then we have purple lighting around, some bones. We got this. Well, now this is supposed to go in the front yard. We just haven't yet. And what is it?
You have to press the button. It's on the inside of it.
Oh, where on the inside?
On that tag.
The tag, this thing?
Yeah.
Oh. The dogs freak out about it.
Storm loves it.
She licks me.
She's like, what is it?
This will also go in the front yard too.
Yeah, we still have to do more with the front yard.
Yeah, the idea is to make like a old wooden fence with like witches around, like a cauldron, but we're not there yet. But anyway, Renee, she did all this stuff, the netting, the cobwebs. I guess this is us currently with our Skeletor diet faces. And these are cool. On YouTube, they have these Halloween, what are they called?
They're just screensavers.
Screensavers, yeah.
Yeah, it plays music and has like Halloween ambiance.
And then our bats. And what were really, really cool is had an idea to take our Christmas tree down, but make a Halloween Christmas tree. So, can you see the stuff on it?
Not really. I think
No?
we need light on it.
Let me flip
Probably
it.
need to flip the light on again.
We have a witch on top with the broom going through for our angel. But bat skeleton. This is what I really like. My skeleton snake that wraps around the tree.
And it's all about details. So I don't know if you can see, but there's a headless skeleton rat here, and the snake has his head in his mouth.
Yeah, but we got Halloween lights wrapped our tree, different Halloween ornaments, but it was fun. So now we can leave this out all the way till Christmas and make use of our tree year round. So,
Or we can just make it like Nightmare Before Christmas and just leave it up for Christmas.
almost thought of doing that, doing Nightmare Before Christmas and just leaving it the whole time, but
Your mom would love that.
I know. Well, we're getting there. But for September, this is already pretty well done. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching our day, and just appreciate all the comments and
all the support.
definitely
Appreciate you guys.
any comments, questions for us, leave them below. If you just want to shoot us questions you want us to answer next time about anything outside of bodybuilding, stupid questions, we'll answer them.
Yeah, we don't care.
Gives us
Whatever.
we'll give us some talking points for y'all, this versus that. But anyway, talk to y'all next time. We'll be 1 week out.
1 week out. Wow. It's crazy. Can't believe it. Anyways, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time.